Hi, my name is Jodi Case, and I'd like to welcome you to this episode of Learn, Grow, and Bloom. We're going to be talking today about different things that you can do outside as the weather gets nice, and throughout the whole summer there's different things that you can do with your children to explore and to build language and to even incorporate math and counting activities in with that as well. One book I want to share with you today is called The Listening Walk, and it's a great book by Paul Showers. And I'm going to share just one page with you that gives you an idea of what the listening walk is. And here's what it says. It says, I hear all sorts of sounds on a listening walk. I listen to sounds I never listened to before. I listen to lawnmowers. Lawnmowers are noisy. A lawnmower makes a steady zooming noise, and it goes like this. Zoom. And there's a great book here that you can use to kind of add to the ambiance of you guys going out and taking a walk with your child. But that's one of the books. And I gathered a few things here in my bucket that we're going to look at today that would be great to talk about with your children. Now, we just got done with fall. So since we've just gotten done with fall, there's lots of different things I found on the ground, and I found that maybe look like they've died off just a little bit. There's something that your child might recognize right away, but the texture of it and the feel of it and the look of it is going to help your child build tactile skills and language skills just by looking at this one. If you look at this pine cone, and you look at this pine cone, you have the opportunity to talk about that important skill of differences and what looks the same and what looks different. Because there's properties about both of these things or characteristics about both of these things that look the same and different. So I brought pine cones into it. Oh, and I found a great leaf. This is a great big leaf, but again, it's something that you can talk about with children. Where did it come from? Where did the pine cones come from? How did they fall to the ground? Ask them those questions that are important that stimulate their thinking. This is something else I found. This came off of my butterfly bush in the backyard. It's got seeds on it still, and it actually still has the dead blooms that survived all winter long. So that would be something fun to even have your children look at and feel. It'd also be fun to just count the sprigs. If they can count to 3 and point to each one, they're doing one-to-one correspondence right there. And then you can talk about the different parts of this plant that's dead. You can even talk about, listen real close, can you hear it? Did you hear it pop when it broke in half? You can hear it snap. This is something that's a sign of spring. This is something that's a sign of spring. It's a tulip leaf or a tulip shoot. And of course it's green, so it looks so much different than what else I've brought. I have something else that came from my backyard called a lamb's ear. And the lamb's ear is just coming out, but it has a different texture and a different feel to it. So again, you'd be able to talk about the colors of these two and the signs of spring and what color this leaf is and this branch is. It's the sign of fall and the sign of how new things are coming to life now. I brought a few other things. This is just a seed pod, but the texture of this feels different and it looks different than this one that's gone and dead. Then I brought ponytail grass. So when children go outside and they gather all these things, they're noticing the differences in these. The leaves on this are so much different, and they're also maybe going to learn different terms for different plants that are outside that are growing. Because if they watch the ponytail grass grow, they're going to find that it's going to green up later this spring and it won't look brown anymore. I want to welcome you to take a journey with your child and go for a walk, go hand in hand, and spend time looking at different things and noticing different things. You can even call it a noticing walk. And I want to encourage you to do that with your child and see what kinds of things you can bring home and explore and talk about. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Learn, Grow, and Bloom.